Let's do a little bit of role play and see how that works. What were some of the other things that you learned from our last coaching call or want to make adjustments on?
There's no adjustments. I actually loved last week. It was fun creating all of this and starting from the beginning. And like I've told other people, and that's one thing I love getting a coach is because in your mind, you want to do these things. I'm someone where you have to hold me accountable or I'm not going to do it. And I'm just going to live in a fairy tale land. And I'm like, I'm going to do it one day. It's going to happen, but I won't do it. Okay. So this is stuff that I've wanted to do for a couple of years now. And I'm glad like I'm finally doing it.
I think the more that you can do this, the better. And I think for me, I think prospecting is great and it's really fun. And if you're good at it, you go and do it. I think you can generate leads through social media and YouTube and really hone in on your Stone Ridge market by using video, right? And your postings. So I think that's kind of what I want to leverage. What were some of the other things you learned from the coaching call that you want to adjust or that you thought were good?
I think for the most part, everything was great last week, just minus too many phone calls. And pretty much I'm building from scratch. And that's kind of where you're coming in and saying, okay, well, this is what you need to do. And these are the people that you need in place. Another thing that I'm big on, and I love to do events.
What about doing like a market update once a month at the HOA for Stone Ridge specifically? Like that might be kind of cool to do. And you can present like how many houses have been under contract, you know, what changes are happening within the community, what you're seeing in the marketplace altogether, and see what questions they have for you in regards to the market specific to Stone Ridge. I think that'd be great if that's something you're into. So, for sure. So let's talk about leads that you got from doing your calls last week and how did that look? Because I know you sent me a text and it was going really well. So I just wanted to follow back up with you.
So there were a couple conversations. A lot of them were interested or they have church that day, which I guess I didn't think about. It is a Sunday. So I was like, everything learning.
So when it came to Vulcan 7, did you go through and pull that data re-pull that data for Stone Ridge or no?
No, I didn't want to do that. Or what they are doing is they drop every day at 7:00 a bunch of new contacts for me, for sale by owners, expired, and cancels.
Yeah.
And I think you have to pay additionally if you want to do the farming a certain area.
Okay. If you don't want to use Mojo, you can just use Vulcan 7 then if you want to. And then build your folders out and do the calls through there. Mojo is good because you can do like 2 or 3 line dial, but if you don't want to do that, then you can just stick with Vulcan 7. But I think I'll send you the Stone Ridge list and I would go back through that, hit those again, do your 30 calls through that and see what kind of contacts you can get until those you have warm, hot, and the cold ones that you can kind of. So what I would like you to do is call those clients once to twice a week and touch base with them, right? So you're wanting to communicate with them before they communicate with you. And I'm going to post a video on Facebook and Instagram about this. The reason is because the more that you talk to them without them having to come to you, the better review that you're going to get and the more referrals you're going to get and the more of a lifelong client that you're going to have with that. So talk to them as much as you can. All right. So what we need to do then is we need to figure out how to get more leads in so that you're converting those a little bit quicker, right? So that's going to come through your calls and doing that. Then you have your hyper leads, which are the cancel expireds and for sale by owners if you want to start hitting those. Are you into open houses or doing open houses? Or
I love open houses and football's over now. So that's going to be my next thing.
And I always go back to what's the fastest way to get a lead to convert, and that's going to be your canceled expireds and for sale by owners, right? So I know you've had a little bit of hesitancy when it came to for sale by owners, right? One of the things that's worked for me and that we're going to start doing as well, and that's worked for one of my really good friends in Scottsdale, is having a for sale by owner conversation, which goes to the extent of basically you're going to offer them to you list the property, but they can keep it for sale by owner themselves too. So you would write in the listing contract that the seller still has the opportunity to do their own marketing and sell the property. If they find the buyer, I can work for them for X amount of like percentage or cost, or they could sell it themselves with no cost or no charge at all, right? But what you're doing is you're converting that for sale by owner to work with you with the understanding that they can still sell it themselves. So you're saying the advantage of this is not only are you going to be marketing it, but I'm going to be marketing it to everybody else in our Prescott area that's looking for a property in the area for you. So let's do a little bit of role play and see how that works. Actually, you go first, you try it, and then I'll show you what we'll make adjustments on. Yep. So I'll be the seller, okay? And I live in Stone, or I am a for sale by owner in Prescott Valley, right?
But first, let me get this correct. So are we still putting them on the MLS?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
You're just writing in the listing contract that the seller has the option to market their home for sale by owner and still sell it themselves without having to pay a commission, but you are working with them on the listing side. So what the additional terms and conditions would say is the seller still has the option to sell the house themselves and do their own marketing at no charge. If the seller wants to have me help them with the transaction, the fee will be X, right? So 1% instead of 5 or 6%, right? So, yep. The other thing that I'm a huge fan of, and I don't know where you're at with this, but because I know some agents are like, I'm never going to go down on my commission, right? But offer them a competitive commission too, like 4.5%. And the reason I say that is because if you get that listing, you may get other ones around that, but just say, hey, this is something I'm doing for you. Please don't put it out there that I did this for 4%, but anybody that you know that would help or that this would benefit from, let me know. But go after it. And if it's just a commission, we can handle that. So whatever you can do to keep the escrows going and build your pipeline, build your database of past clients is exactly what you want to do. And if it's a $500,000 house and you have to take 4%, you take 2, the other side takes 2, that's a $10,000 commission. Like, it's really hard to make $10,000 in this world.
I mean,
so I say you do 5 for sale by owner calls a day, right? 3 to 5. And let's try the script out and see how it works. Okay. So you go first, I'll be the seller, okay? And I'm in Prescott Valley and Pronghorn Ranch off of Music Mountain.
Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, good morning, James. This is Rikki Avila with Realty One Group, Mountain Desert. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm great, Rikki. Thanks for calling.
So I was looking and I saw that you had a house for sale on Mountain.
Yeah.
Music Mountain Lane.
Yep.
Have you had any calls on that? Any offers? Any?
No, it's been pretty slow for the most part.
It has? And why do you think that is?
Probably just the market's changing and whatnot, you know?
I mean, I understand that. Yeah, I guess it could be that, but do you think maybe because your house isn't being advertised properly?
No, I mean,
or to its full extent.
We're on Zillow and all the other websites and whatnot. I even have it on Facebook. So I think we're doing pretty much whatever a real estate agent would do.
And I guess I understand why you would think that as well, but when you do advertise with a real estate agent, we can't put you on our MLS, which would give it more exposure to more than what Facebook and Zillow could put for you.
Okay. Okay. So let's go with, so when you said you have the house up for sale on Music Mountain, how's the marketing going for that? And they'll say, oh man, it's been pretty slow. And what you'll say is like, oh, that's crazy because I'm going to share something with you real quick, Rikki. Okay. So we'll start the role play again. So yeah, I see that you had that house for sale off of Music Mountain. How's the marketing going for that, Rikki?
It's going good, just slow.
Okay, so you don't have any offers on it at this point in time?
No, as of right now, I do not.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. So I was just actually, before I gave you a call, I was actually just looking at our hot sheets of properties that have gone under market and whatnot. And just in the last 72 hours, we had 54 of those that had hit the market or had gone under contract. So just in the last 72 hours. So it's kind of crazy that yours didn't go under contract. What kind of marketing are you doing for that, if you don't mind me asking?
I have it on Zillow.com.
You do? Okay. And then where are you moving to, Rikki?
I will be moving to Colorado.
Oh, nice. What's bringing you to Colorado?
To be closer to family.
Okay. So what I did, right, is I showed them what they're losing out on, which is there's 53 properties I've gone under contract in the last 72 hours. So you want them to know that the market is still moving by looking at your hot sheet, right? And saying, these are the amount of properties that I've gone under contract. What kind of marketing are you doing to move yours, right? And then you want to find out where they're moving to. And then my next question is, what's bringing you to Colorado, Rikki?
Family.
Okay, family. Do you have a specific time in which you're trying to get there?
I was hoping to get there before the holidays.
Okay, so you're moving pretty quick on that. Do you mind me asking what made you go for sell by owner instead of hiring an agent?
Well, I didn't want to pay the high commission fee, and I feel like maybe I could just do it myself.
Absolutely. And I completely understand that. And like 6-8 months ago, totally doable. You know, a lot of for sale by owners were doing that. Selling by themselves. Let me ask you this, Rikki. If you could still market the property yourself and not pay a real estate agent, but have us work for you, get it on the MLS where we actually have pre-qualified buyers and we're selling 53 properties in a 72-hour period, but you're still able to sell and market yourself, would that be something that you'd be interested in? And again, it's not going to cost you any money unless I find the buyer. If you find the buyer, you don't have to pay anything. Would that be something that would work where you're marketing it and I'm marketing it as well?
Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. And honestly, Rikki, I've done this with a lot of clients and it's always worked out really well. Sometimes they find the buyer. Sometimes most of the time I'm able to find the buyer because we were working with pre-qualified buyers. Let me ask you this. Would today work? I'm going to be in that area. Maybe I could stop by around 3:30, look at the house and see what we can do to help you.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, perfect. So I will be there at 3:30. And again, no pressure. This is so that you can list the property yourself, but then you have another weapon that you can add to the arsenal to get you to your family before the holidays. So, and it's completely free. So I will see you at 3:30 p.m. Later today. Okay.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so that's what you want to do. So a couple things that you want to know, right? When you're having the initial call, you want to say their name first, right? And I thought your intro was amazing, by the way. I loved your energy. I thought it was great. And then you want to move into, do you have any offers on the property or are you currently under contract? Generally, they're going to say no, right? And you're going to say, wow, that's crazy. I was just looking at our hot sheet to see what happened over the weekend and 53 properties went under contract. Why do you think your property has not sold? And then you're going to answer that, right? And then I'm going to ask, well, Rikki, obviously you have the house on the market. Where are you moving to? And then you'll tell me Colorado. And I'll say, oh, great. What's making you want to move to Colorado? And then you'll say, right? And then you want to ask, when are you hoping to get to Colorado? Is there a deadline that you need to meet? Oh, I want to get there before the holidays. Completely understandable. And obviously you want to get your property marketed correctly. You want to get it sold. Let me ask you this, Rikki. If you were able to continue marketing the property yourself for sale by owner, and you hired me to do the marketing as well, that way we're both doing it, and you're not going to pay me a penny. I'll do all the marketing for free. So if I find the buyer, then I would get paid. But if I didn't, you could handle the transaction fully on your own. Would that be something that you think would be beneficial to you? Most of the time they're going to say yes, right? And then you say, okay, I'm going to be in your area about 3:30. I can meet with you after my first appointment. Would that work for you? Or I can meet with you tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. So you want to give out those 2 times so that they can't just shoot you down, right? And then if they fully shoot you down, you say, so shoot me down, right? So Rikki, one of the things I can do is you can market the property yourself, and I can work for you on the other side with the pre-qualified buyers that we have. That way you're able to market it, not have to pay a commission if you find the buyer, but I'm able to work for you as well and get the property marketed to get you to Colorado before the holidays. Would that be something that would work for you?
You know, I think I'm still going to market it myself for the moment.
Okay. Completely understandable. And just a quick question, because most of the time when I offer that, clients jump on that. What's making you hesitate a little bit, if you don't mind me asking?
I still think I could do it myself. I'm just going to give it some time to see if I could do it.
Absolutely. And I completely get that. Well, if we do end up working together and using that strategy, you won't owe me any money unless I'm able to bring a buyer for you. So with that being said, what kind of time frame are you going to be selling by owner before maybe interviewing agents?
I'll give it another week or two.
Okay, great. So this is where you're going to ask to be able to preview the house, right? So in a week or two, you'll be interviewing agents. Hey, Rikki, I'm actually going to be in your area either today, probably around I'll probably get done with my appointment at about 3:30. And if you don't mind, I could stop by, see the house, just drop off my card. And that way, if I do have any buyers that are looking in your particular area, I'll say, hey, I've already seen this property. It might be a great fit for you. So if you're available, I could do that today at 3:30, or I could stop by to preview it tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Would that work for you?
Yes.
So what you want to do is you want to try to set either the listing appointment or a preview appointment, because I feel like if you can get in front of somebody yourself, then you're going to be able to convert that a lot quicker. And generally the agent that gets the preview appointment is generally going to have a 75% chance of winning that, more than the person that's just calling. So what you want to bring on the preview, right? You want to bring your card, you want to bring a CMA, and you want to bring your listing presentation. So do you see how powerful that is though?
No, absolutely.
If they don't want to hire you right then and there, then at least set the preview.
Yeah.
Do you want to role play that real quick?
Yeah, we could do it one more time.
Okay, perfect. So I'll be
Are you going to be the seller?
Okay.
Yep. All right, so, ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, James, this is Rikki Avila with Realty One Group Mountain Desert. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I was looking and I saw that you had a listing for sale on Music Mountain.
Yeah.
How is that going for you? Have you had any showings? Do you have it under contract?
We've had a couple showings, a lot of calls from real estate agents, and then buyers that are just either looking to do rent to own, lease to own, or own or carry. So nothing real serious right now.
Nothing serious. Okay. Well, that's strange because I was actually looking up on our MLS today and I saw that we actually had 54 go under contract this past weekend. Why do you think that yours didn't go under contract?
I think it's just kind of the market's slow right now and buyers are pretty hesitant at buying.
I don't know. I mean, 54 people under contract this week. And I mean, our market's still pretty solid right now.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. I don't know. That's crazy. 54 people.
Yeah. And obviously I don't want to push this into you, but if you were to possibly consider an agent.
So you move into where are you moving to?
Okay, that's right. So if you were to sell your house, what are your goals? Where are you trying to head to?
Colorado.
Colorado? Oh, nice. Okay, what's in Colorado?
I got a job transfer that I'm taking.
Okay, and then do you have a certain time that you need to be at that job transfer?
Yeah, I got to be there the middle of January. So
middle of January. Oh, okay. So we're kind of you are kind of on a time crunch, I should say.
Yeah. It's definitely coming up quick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I would love to help you with this. So James, let me ask you this. If you could still market your property for sale by owner and hire me to list the property, so we're both working on getting a buyer for you, so you can get to Colorado by the middle of January, would you find this to be beneficial from there? Yeah. Okay. And just so you know, you won't owe me a dime unless I earn my commission by finding you a buyer. I'll pay for the photos and all the marketing, but you'll still have the option to sell it yourself. It's a great way to get maximum exposure. Would this be helpful to you?
Yep. Perfect. Yep.
Okay.
And see what they say. But I think that's just, it's an amazing way to get a listing with giving them the option, and most of the time they're never going to find the buyer anyways, because what's going to happen is your listing on MLS is going to supersede theirs on Zillow. So you're still going to get all those leads anyways. Yep.
The less salesy the conversation, the more comfortable I am.
Totally. That's how
I don't do well with sales conversation.
I'm the same exact way. Yep.
And I think that's kind of where I lack in sales. I'm not good at pushy.
No, you don't lack. People don't like that, right? They like a genuine person that's actually there to help them. And if you offer this, you're offering to help them at no cost, and they still get the benefits of being for sale by owner anyways. So yeah.
And the funny thing is I've done this for the last 3 listings because they weren't serious sellers. So I mean, truthfully, what's another couple more? I mean, pictures are cheap, let's be honest. We already have this, we already have the signs, we already have the lock boxes. So.
Exactly. And that's all you're doing is putting that up there, right? $7,000 on a listing is like, but then you can market it on Facebook and do all that stuff and whatnot. So I think that's a great play on that. But let's try the for sale by owners, because I think those are the ones that aren't being hit the most. And this is a different technique that not a lot of people are using.
No, I mean, absolutely not.
Yeah, I got away from it for a little bit as well.
Is great. This is a lot because old Rikki last week, actually today, Rikki would have never called a for sale by owner.
Oh, really? Okay.
I had it in my head. I was like, nope, not gonna happen.
Yeah. And it'll flow as you get in the conversation. Like sometimes role play can be harder than almost like talking to an actual seller, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
So we can do this. Okay.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, James.
All right. You're welcome, Rikki. Have a great day. Okay.
You too.
Okay,
all right. Bye.